This is something that, once again, people will want to get a hold of this just so that they can go out and chastise, the donors or the corporations or governments or whatever the case may be.
Hello, everybody. I hope you're doing good today. This video will contain copyrighted material being used underneath the Fair Use Act for educational purposes. How'd you enjoy that, Bob? Protecting the government and its corporations that it is from being chastised. Chastised for giving FECORE grants. Wow, you're a clown, Bob Nodell, and you also have no integrity or honor because you're a flat out liar. All right, let's get started with some more. More of this nonsense. They talk about the resistance they've been getting from channels like me and Eric Dubay and so on and so forth. You know, like we're just supposed to sit back and take this BS and not speak up about it. But let's listen to Bob and how he tells us how their personal expense this comes a great personal expense to them.
It's just one thing after another after another. It is amazing how much resistance we are getting. And every excuse in the book stating, oh, you're not a legitimate 501c3, to, oh, you're only in it for the money and you're pocketing it all and you're not doing this. I got news for you guys. Anybody that thinks that, you have no idea how much personal expense that all of us have gone through to support this.
This
And
is
we do it for you
insulting here.
guys. We're not doing this to line our pockets because God knows that's not happening. But we're interested in the truth, and that is the true motivation. So you can either believe us and what we're saying, or you can go over to Flat Earth Reset, or you can go read Eifers and Eric Dubay and all.
There you go. You can go read Flat Earth Reset and Eric Dubay. Welcome to my channel, everybody. Thank you for reading my channel or listening to my channel. Wow, Bob, personal expense to you guys, huh? Then why did you form FECORE if you guys are paying for it? Do you know what Bob had the nerve to do before saying this? Was sit there and beg for more money from his viewers for IRU to launch more balloons. That's right. If Flat Earth hasn't launched enough balloons, and you know what? There's a guy out there that has a channel. His name comes to a blank to me right now. I'll think of it. He's done a lot of great balloon launches, provided a lot of great video at no cost to anybody. That's right. I'll leave his link down below. I'm at a loss for his name. Dwayne Kellum. Thank you, Dwayne. It's an honor to have you in the Flat Earth community. Unlike these clowns. So there you go. After they're trying to tell you this comes to great personal expense to them, they're on there begging for more money to pay IRU to launch a balloon. Now get this. IRU is a FECORE scientist. He's not a paid member. He's a rank. He got promoted. And this is what FECORE is supposed to be about. Is about funding experiments. But instead, Bob says come to his channel from now on if you need to fund an experiment. Because all his subs will fund it. That's what they're saying. And then you know what IRU said afterwards? Listen to this. After they got their funding for their next balloon launch in wherever IRU lives. Listen to this.
In fact, I want to really appreciate everyone out there because we reached the goal in this 2 minutes. So thanks for everyone that contribute to the project. We are going to, planning the launch for April because the nice thing is one of the most sad feeling that I have was because I have that idea to present the balloon result in the UK conference. And, when these guys call us to tell us that that would not be possible, that was one of the first bad feeling that I had.
That's one of the first bad feelings he's had about all this fuckery going on. Do you hear what he said? He's not allowed to use the results of this balloon launch being funded by the Flat Earth community at the upcoming UK Flat Earth Convention. What a bunch of fuckery. And you know what? They made their goal. And you know what? There's no shame with these clowns because they didn't stop right there. You know, most people with any integrity in class after reaching their goal would pull this down. But no, it's about pocketing as much money as you can. And you could see where it went from last Sunday to today. I'm sorry. If I got a goal to do a project and I know how much it's going to cost and I know how much I got to pay in taxes on that $1,400, then once I reach my goal, I'm pulling it down because I'm a man of integrity and honesty and not a man of greed. And that's what these people are, full of freaking greed. Like we haven't had enough balloon launches. So let's keep on going here with FECORE's nonsense. Couple things that caught my eye in this press release. It's laughable. The purpose of this week-long series of experiments was to determine if the Lake Balaton is flat or convex due to the curvature of the Earth. That's right, due to the curvature of the Earth. They're saying the Earth is curved. You can't make this shit up. It doesn't stop there. FECORE is currently examining a large amount of data it collected. Sounds like NASA, doesn't it? With plans to publish its results shortly after the analysis is complete. A full report with all data and documentation will be released as soon as possible. What a bunch of bullshit. And then they go on to say that they had, here we go, with representations from 10 or more countries. They had the FECORE team and a professional film crew battled extreme weather conditions and multiple equipment failures. Pay attention to this, multiple equipment failures, because I'm going to show you something here. To achieve the 12 kilometers, 7.4 miles, that's a lie. They achieved 7.7 kilometers or 4.7 miles. With a beam height of only 1.4 meters, 4.9 feet. Okay? Multiple equipment failures. You're paying attention to that, folks. This comment was posted on my part 1 channel, or my part 1 video on my FER3 channel. The light show laser beams were too diverged to use them in the experiment. Bob said they tested this thing and it held up to the .008 MRAD. That was a lie. The thing was the laser light show laser was too much divergence in the beam to even use it. That's documented in the official record paper. At 8 kilometers, the laser beam had approximately 10-meter diameter. That's 32 feet, people. Then they used the handheld laser because they already damaged their special laser, their laser show laser, on the first 2 days. Due to the cold weather, they put the heater next to it, and you can imagine what happened next. So that big laser you seen, they already destroyed it. And then I asked him a question. I says, well, what paper are you talking about? And he's talking about this paper right here. Let me pull up the paper. He's talking about the certification papers from the record company. And this is all in Hungarian, so we can't read it. But they have all the failures that FECORE failed at, all this documented. But you can see FECORE didn't want us to know all this. But all of that is documented in this. So there's a plea out there to the flat earth community. I don't care, ball earth community too. We need to get this translated into English and get it passed around. In fact, if it does happen, I'll have to make a part 3. Because I know there's a lot of good shit in there. 2 pages. A record's usually 1 page in a short paragraph. Okay, but it doesn't end there. Let's keep going here. This I found on Twitter, and I have a copy of this. You guys it's probably too small for you guys to read on screen here. But if you want a copy of this, my email address is flatearthreset5055 at gmail.com. Email me and I'll send you a screen capture of this. I found this on Twitter, and when I found it, I commented. I said, "Oh, this is going to be great for a video," and then they pulled it, so it's no longer on Twitter. But this is from the record company, and they decided to write a brief after all this, and you'll discover why here. Let me read this to you. We were approached by men from Indiana, USA, claiming to represent FECORE. He wants the world record for the biggest laser blast ever. Hashtag flat earth. He wants us to certify the laser, a laser being fired across Lake Balaton, spelling incorrect. I guess they spelled Balaton wrong. Rick Hummer. We are unclear when asked. Let me read that again. We are unclear why, when asked, he just replied, hashtag flat earth. We have pointed out on numerous occasions, pay attention to this, we have pointed out on numerous occasions, doing something just in Hungary doesn't make it a world record. Organizers called us NASA shills. They are. FECORE is. Because they're working for the same government. The initial attempt was 66 kilometers, then reduced to 23 or 5 kilometers, then 7.7. And see, that's what I mean. Oh, the laser was behind the curve at 66 kilometers, then at 23 kilometers, and then, at 7.7 kilometers. So that means the 8 inches per mile squared is also wrong. And the Earth is bigger than everybody thinks. And in fact, if you go back and read FECORE's press release, they even cite that. Either the Earth is bigger than everybody thinks or it may be flat. What a fucking bunch of bullshit. So let me finish reading this. The initial attempt, I read that. When asked about the origins of the laser, they said, "Don't you gum tree here." They promised this is a respectful scientific source. Findings. FECORE shun a laser into some fog. We have not seen this before in our country, and therefore are proud to award them with the record for the biggest laser shun into fog over a lake in Hungary. And then on the bottom it says here, on receipt of this confirmation, the organizers stated, on the receipt of this confirmation, the organizers wrote down hashtag flat earth, hashtag NASA liars, hashtag $125, fools, whatever that means. Maybe that's the record company saying, yeah, fork over to $125, you fools. But if anybody wants to copy this, let me know. FlatEarthReset55 at gmail.com. So let's keep on going here. More fuckery to show you. Wow. So I showed you all that. Now let's keep on going here. Let's listen to Bob here. Let's see. This is what Bob claims their calling was. This is what they were called to do. Leave us alone. He's pleading with channels like me to quit harassing him. Listen to this nonsense.
We're just going to go on doing what we do, and if we have your support, that's great. If we don't, we don't. I mean, obviously, judge us by our merits, and our level of openness, and
let me back that up.
And support, that's great. If we don't, we don't. I mean, obviously, judge us by our merits, and our level of openness, and what we're doing.
Your merits and your level of openness, Bob. You're a flat out liar. I got you lying so many times it's ridiculous. And then you're going to sit there and call me childish names. You got a lot of nerve, Bob Nodell. Let's keep listening to this nonsense because they claim they were called to do this. What does that mean?
Instead of what everybody else says. In other words, we're just saying, look at us for what we're doing. and don't listen to places like IFERS or idiots like Flat Earth Reset or anybody like that. So, and because it does, it greatly disturbs me. I mean, honestly, to the point where sometimes I just want to give up, and then I think about all the good people out there that really want this to go
All
somewhere.
the good people that give you money. Bob claims he ain't earned a penny on Flat Earth. He makes a pretty good click on, oops, I screwed up. He makes a pretty good click on VidQ. I'd have to pull up his results, but he makes, I don't know, enough money, more than I do, off his videos. And then he's got Super Chat. You got a lot of nerve saying you ain't making money, Bob. Wow. Man, I can't believe these clowns. Let's keep listening. I think there's a little bit more here. Yeah, a couple more minutes.
And I think that this is kind of you know what we're being called to do. However you want to look at it, and we do it, but it's not all fun and games for us people. It's a lot of work, and it requires a lot of dedication. And Jaron has it, John has it, Iru has it.
He screws up here because he puts themselves on a pedestal and he realizes he's excluding everybody in Flat Earth.
I have it, and a lot of people in the community have it. And it's simply not fair to say that we're just out to scam people, because it's simply not true. We are here in support of flat earthers, as we always have been. And if you want to believe otherwise, fine. Otherwise, and if you do, then please go away. Okay? And that's
Just utter nonsense. But there you go. They're just lying their asses off. And as I was pointing out in part one, you see how this water is? Well, what's happening? It looks like boulders because you can see out here the water isn't frozen. So what's happening is the tide is still up. You get the high tide and low tide, and what that's doing is breaking up all the ice in the shallow areas. So don't let them fool you either, because the lake never fully froze. But anyways, there you go. If I get that documented translated, there's a good chance there's going to be a part 3, or if anything else comes up. Until then, have a great day, everybody.